everyone. Welcome back to the Mr. Pipeline podcast. I'm here with Kaylee and Anna, and we're talking about all things marketing today. If you are a small business owner, you're in the right place.
All right, so we're talking about marketing graveyard. We're talking about things that were maybe once a thing or once things that you could get away with, but now we are in an era where you can't get away with it, especially with AI search coming up. That's a huge talk right now that everybody's trying to figure out. Everybody's trying to figure out, oh, how can I get an AI search, or how can I make sure I'm showing up in ChatGPT? And really, it's all going back to the basics. So first thing is thinking that you can get away without posting on your social media. That's always been something that has been so important. And, but now more than ever, right? Like people want to see the work that you're doing. And a lot of it has to do with, the way that you show up in AI search, right? Like people, like we are actually seeing now that people, when you search something on Google or you search for a service, Google is actually pulling images from people's social media and showing it on Google.
Yeah, I think the big thing, like Kaylee said, the marketing graveyard of what is expired in the past. We got to leave that in the past. Is not posting on social media. I think I hear it a lot with contractors saying, "Oh, my business is word of mouth. Word of mouth is my marketing." Which is great because that means you do good work. But when someone is recommending you by a neighbor, what's the very next thing that they do? They go into Instagram, Google, and then they look up your Facebook, and they see a last post was October 2022, and they assume two things: you either went out of business or you just don't really care about your online presence.
Yeah, I'd have to add in there that it's especially important to post on socials, like Kaylee said, because of the AI overviews. Your pictures come up, so you really need to have those up to date with your current work, right? We just can't have like stock images. And talking about social media as well, it's important to have your socials up to date with your information. Like, do you have your phone number in there for people to call you? Do you have the link to your website, for example? And all has to be consistent all across your socials for you to be up to date and for AI to pull up your business as a business that shows up when people are looking for information about your services, right?
And this is a piece that a lot of people miss. It's like ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, AI mode on Google. They're constantly scanning the web to answer user questions. So if someone asks a AI assistant, like, who is the reliable roofer near me? Who's a reliable electrician near me? That AI is pulling from the data from multiple sources. So including any recent social media activity. So if you aren't posting on there to AI, you really don't exist. So you're essentially invisible, which leads us to tombstone number 2, not having a professional website. Facebook page is not a website. I know some people have used that in the past and said, I have a Facebook page. I don't need a website. But having a professional website is so, so important.
Yeah, you have to have a website. And that's always been something like that has been important, having a website. But like now more than ever, like having a website is where AI and, those engines are pulling from, right? Like that's how your business is really like, existing online is because of your website.
Mhm.
And,
you're leaving money on the table if you don't have a website.
Exactly. And, even building out your website too, like, there's a couple businesses maybe that have like a website that just has a few pages on it, or like maybe just like a one page, which is fine. People that works for some people, but, having multiple pages, content pages that answer customer questions, like, building that out on your website, because people are searching, for answers to their questions about their home, and when you are able to have a website that is able to answer customer questions, and you have a higher chance of showing up in that AI overview. And then you have to think about the customer's experience too. Like when you're the business that is answering their questions, they're gonna, like, if they need your services and realize it's not like what they're searching for is not like something that they can do themselves, they're gonna look more into your business and how you can help and fill their need by just showing up and answering their question.
Yeah, also talking about websites now, yeah, that you mentioned that, Kaylee, I feel that within the website, there's like certain elements the website needs to have, like you mentioned. But I feel also that sometimes business owners maybe are trying to or maybe they don't have enough images, for example, from their work. So probably the website isn't up to date. So like the final customer, what they want to see is your work actually, right? So there's an important point, and we encourage our business owners to always have like those pictures and like try to take those pictures after a work, right? Just to make sure your website is up to date, your socials are up to date, and that everything looks great, because we want to show like our good work. So I think
Yeah.
a good website with like your current work is very important, not only using like stock images, because like, yeah, stock images are good, but I want to see your actual work, right?
Yeah, stock images, honestly, you can just get pictures of your own work and showing, like, you guys, like, people do great work. You do great work, but show it off, like take pictures, like, and then you can use that on your site. You can use that on your social media. You can use that on your Google business profile, which is the next thing, right? That's in the marketing graveyard, not having a Google business profile.
Yes, that is like the ultimate sin for local businesses, not having a Google business profile or a GBP. If you take away nothing else from this episode, listen to this. Please get a Google business profile. It is free. All you have to do is put in all your information, make sure everything is completely filled out. It's important to have a website as well, because if you go to the Google business profile and there's no website to even click on, that is, hurting you as well. So you really want to compare it to someone going to a storefront and just seeing all of the windows blacked out. You're like, is this person even in business? Are they, open? So having a really good, solid website and connecting that to your Google business profile is super important.
Yeah, and not just creating a Google business profile, because, anybody could do that and you should do that, but to even like make it the best that you can do is making sure that it's all filled out, all the information, that every detail is filled out and complete. Because, if you show a picture of like somebody who just created a Google business profile and it just shows their name, there's no images, and maybe there's just a service area there and maybe a phone number, like, okay, but then you compare it to a business who has taken the time to make sure they have their business name, their phone number on there, their website address, they have pictures on there, they have reviews, which is the next thing. You cannot not have reviews, and your Google business profile is where you're going to be able to build your online reputation, because that is where you should funnel people to leave you good reviews. If they have, a good experience with you, take advantage of sending them to your Google business profile and asking them to leave you a review on there, because then you look so much more credible online. It's like your presence online can speak for itself.
And let's talk about trust. Like, what happens when you like go to a Google business profile and literally there's no reviews? That's kind of shady. It's like, okay, is this a new business? Do they have experience? Or like, what's going on, right? Like, we want to hire a company that has reviews, because we want to like read, go over them, like for us to make an informed decision, right? And I think this is important because business owners should totally focus on getting reviews. I think that helps you like rank your Google business profile, and it definitely helps up like pull up in AI searches. So I think reviews would be like a good thing to focus on and get, especially if we have like, I don't know if you have a few or if we're new to the business and like focus on that, right? Because I do feel that's like very important.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's like the final nail in the graveyard coffin, not asking for reviews, or worse, getting bad reviews and just leaving it there, as your only bad review. You can have 50 perfect jobs, but if you don't ask those happy clients to leave a review, you're only left with the one person who left you a bad review, who, you left, their water running or something. And that's all customers see. Really, it's what the customer's experience is going to that website or profile. They want to feel like you're a trusted company, that your satisfaction's guaranteed, that you fix anything that you did wrong, or that you have a lot of happy customers.
Yeah, 100%. So, there are business owners that do have all of these things in place, right? They already are posting consistently on their social media. They do have a website, they have a Google business profile, and they have reviews. Now, how can you make the most out of these things to give yourself that chance and that upper hand to be showing up in the AI overviews? Because I feel like that is something that a lot of business owners are concerned about right now. Because, when you go on a search page, you realize that, they're not showing most searches nowadays. I think Google put out a statistic. I think it's 46% of Google searches now are showing not showing those 10 links anymore. It used to be the first 10 spots. But now, the AI overviews are just taking, that first spot usually. But it's not to say, like, just because that's happening, it's not to say that SEO is not important. It's not to say that ads are not important anymore. You still should have all of those things in place. And, but obviously, being able to show up in that AI overview is like kind of just like an extra spot of real estate on the Google search page now, right? And to be able to build out your SEO and do all of these things that we talked about, and putting your best foot forward with posting on social media consistently, on your website, make sure that you have service pages and helpful content that answer customer questions. You can always build out your website more and more, because that's SEO. You build out your website more and more, and that's how you can take more advantage of showing up in those AI overviews.
The secret isn't becoming a social media influencer all like overnight. You don't need dance trends. You just need to post consistently.
It's just consistency. Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
And even like twice a week is like a game changer. Just be quick, like before and after photos of a project, like Anna was saying. Just take those photos of projects that you're proud of. Posting a quick video, introducing a new member of your team, share a tip, how to prepare your pipes for freezing weather, or how to prepare your gutters for a rainy season. When you do this, you're feeding the internet fresh data, and the AI platforms look for that active, relevant business to recommend.
Yeah. So one thing I want to talk about too is like, what do you guys think about somebody who has no online presence at all? What if they like just started business? Do you think that it's worth for them to still like take advantage of this? Like, do you think that they're so, that there's just too much competition? Because I'm sure there's business owners out there that just started a business and they're looking to get leads, they're looking to get more exposure, but with AI and everything and all these things, do you think that the competition is so outweighed that they really don't, like, is it worth it for them to even start now?
I think there's always room to grow. So I definitely would encourage this new business owners to like start their websites, start their socials, get their Google business. If they can, then just do Google ads, because in the end, I feel like AI overviews and AI answers are not like separate from all your marketing efforts, So I would definitely encourage them. I mean, there's always going to be competitors, in every single industry. So, but we need to fight for our businesses. So we need to start at some point, and of course, start building that social media growth. Get your website, and as I said, like get everything on track for your business to grow, because I don't think it's impossible. How many new business owners do we get every single day, you know?
Yeah.
And do they become successful? Of course. Like
Yeah.
with time, of course they do. So definitely 100% yes.
Yeah, I agree.
I think like even Facebook posting, I mean, there's so many things that you could post, even just like your basic jobs that you did just starting out, you know, and like your Google business profile, don't just set it and forget it. Like fill it out completely, put your exact hours, your service area, upload, if you don't have trucks yet, upload pictures of, you know, you with a customer. Like there's so many different ideas that you can do with starting out of just posting consistently on Facebook just to get the name out there, and as well as setting up the Google business profile, because it is a free tool that you can take advantage of. Just
Yeah.
starting.
Yeah. And the thing is like, the reason I say that and bring that up is because, you know, I don't think any new business owner should be really discouraged about just starting out and like comparing themselves to all the other competitors in their area that may have already established their online presence and have, you know, 300 reviews or something, and then think that, oh, how am I ever going to compete with that? But you know what? This is how you kind of have to think about it. You have to, you know, compare yourself to yourself, you know, and not what everybody else is doing around you. And you know, and you know, like if you don't start, the next guy's going to start. So, you know, be the one that starts, be the one that puts yourself out there, you know, because the time is on your side. And like I've said this before on a previous podcast, like, you know, the next best or the best time to start SEO or marketing, your marketing strategy, was yesterday. But the next best time is right now. It's like investing, you know, like time is on your side when you are investing, you know, time is your advantage. So, you know, and the same thing goes with marketing, you know, just the sooner that you start, the sooner that you put your head into it, even just the little free things that you can do right now, you know, take advantage of them and do that, because it will take you a long way.
Yeah, and before we get into, you know, like responding to reviews and stuff, that we're talking about action items, I think the first action item that you all should take this week is make a post on social media today. Take your phone out right now, go take a photo of a job you're working on, or even like a shot of your truck or a sign that you have, simple caption, out in the community, you know, making house is beautiful today with these new seamless gutters. Call us if you need help this week. Boom, done, post it, and
Yeah.
you're officially active on social media, or you're officially started your posting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good action item. And then also, if you have reviews, right, what should they do right now if they have reviews?
Reply to those reviews.
Yes.
Let's not leave them like invisible or just ignore them, you know, because people like to be answered to. So I feel like answering your reviews, if it's a good or bad review, we need to answer both of them. So answering reviews is important as well.
Yes.
Yes. And Kaylee, I know that you love a keyword drop. So don't just say, hey, thanks. Say, hey, thanks, Susan. We loved helping you with your roof replacement in Austin today.
Yes.
That's telling your search engines to pick up your business name with roof replacement keywords and your city that you're in.
Yeah. I think a lot of times too, like, you know, like I've heard it said like before, like, oh, now that we're in the AI and stuff, keywords don't matter anymore, blah, blah, blah. And like, you know, they still do, because if you think about it like this, like if somebody is still searching a question, you know, like how much does it cost to clean my gutters on my house? Like, you know, if you take gutters out of there, you just lost the whole context of that question. So they're still important.
Yeah. And the third thing, if you don't have a Google business profile, go to business.google.com. It's free. Set one up, fill out all the information. And I think that is it for getting you out of the graveyard and into the future of AI. And that is it for today's episode. So go take action on your business. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation, and we'll catch you on the next Pipeline podcast.
Yes.
Thank you.